So one of my students last week, he was out sitting in the dirt just like this, and this particular student is one of the special needs students that I work with, and the kids that are like him, a lot of the times they're described as being in their own world. They kind of keep to themselves and don't really interact with other people very well. So one example, earlier, last year even, he was playing Play-Doh, and he was making like all these balls and like making like a particular shape. It wasn't just a ball, there was like a ball with a point on it or something, and he made like a dozen of them, and they were like very specific, all the same. And I walked by and I said, "Oh, like what are those?" And he says, "It's Play-Doh." Like, duh, it's Play-Doh. And so it's hard to know what he's thinking and get through to him sometimes. But this one day last week, so he's sitting in the dirt. He's been doing this every recess since the beginning of this year. Every time we're outside on the playground, he finds there's one of two spots that he sits in, and he plays in the dirt and he makes these piles and he pushes them out and piles them up, and he's talking to himself and he's like repeating different phrases and stuff, and he's been doing this since the beginning of the year. And so a couple weeks ago I was walking by and he actually asked me if I wanted to come play with him, which was a huge deal because usually he just sticks to himself, is in his own world type of thing. And so I said, yeah, of course. So both that time and just last week, I walk over there and I see that he's just like sitting in this pile of dirt and mud. I mean, it's been raining this week and stuff, and I kind of, at the time, I have my kind of nicer school clothes on and stuff, and I say, yeah, okay, I'll sit in the dirt with you. And so I sit down, and like I have no idea what to do because he's in his own world, and he's making a pile and he's saying these phrases and squishing it and making like bunches of little piles and stuff. And so I just start copying him and I mirror him, and he makes a pile, so I make a pile. He squishes it and I squish it, and he makes 3 little piles and I make 3 little piles, and he squishes his 2 piles together. So then I squish my pile into one of his piles, and he squishes his into one of mine, and then I make him a pile on his side, and he makes one on my side, and we're both making these piles of dirt and then flattening them and combining them, and he's saying different phrases like, let's mix it up. He'll mix up all the dirt, and is it this one? It's not that one. And so then I started saying, okay, let's mix it up. And I would say, is it this one? He would go, nope, and he would squish that pile. And I'd say, is it this one? He'd go, nope, and squish that pile. And this whole time, we ended up doing that for like 5 or 10 minutes, and like I had no idea what was going on in his head, but he knew exactly what was happening. And it's really special when those types of kids, that you're able to make a connection with them like that, and in those moments, and just to play along with him and to enter his world for 5 or 10 minutes. And I mean, the second time I did it, there started to be a little crowd around us and stuff. There was 5 kids or so and another teacher, and I don't know if he even noticed that anybody else was around, but it was really different. I don't know, I feel like it would be out of a lot of people's comfort zones and stuff to do that, but I just thought it was awesome, and so I've done it twice with him now, and I think the second time I actually asked him if I could play with him, and he said yeah, and so I sit down and I just start mirroring him again. And he does it every day, and I don't ask to play every day. Sometimes he'll even like tell me to go away if I'm too close or something. So just to be invited into his world and be able to interact with him like that on his level, and him to feel like I was part of the game, or maybe I just felt like I was part of the game, but he knew what was going on, and he felt like I was playing it his way with him, and it all made sense in his mind, and he had a blast, and it was a really unique experience. So wanted to share that one. This little boy walks up to me. He's going like this. And I say, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm trying to use my imagination."